What's going on, Colts Nation? So, another one just happened. So, the Colts just lost their third straight game, this time to the New England Patriots. And again, the same story being told almost every week. It's not the fact that they lost, it is how they're losing. And again, the Colts lose by a score of 26-3. So when we look back at the scoring, the game was 0-0 at the end of the first. New England goes down and gets a field goal in the middle of the second, or early in the second. The next drive, the Colts have to punt, and the punt is blocked. That results in a touchdown for New England because the ball was spotted at the 2. And another field goal to end the half as well. And the Colts missed one in the first half. And both teams got a field goal in the third quarter. And New England ended up having a pick six at the end of the game to cap it all off. Guys, I'm going to start with the defense here. I'm just going to start with the defense. This defense, I mean, I feel so bad for this defense. This defense is a defense you can win a Super Bowl with. This is a defense that's good enough to win a Super Bowl with. You know, you look at what Mac Jones did today. Mac Jones was 20 of 30 for 147 yards, was sacked 4 times, only had 1 touchdown. And the Colts only gave up 2.5 yards per carry on all of the total rushes that you saw today. I mean, and not to mention, you know, they forced forced a couple of different turnovers, just ultimately weren't able to do anything on them. I mean, I feel so bad for this defense. This defense for the majority of the year has been a very solid defense. And right now, yardage-wise, this is a top 10 defense in the NFL. Like, this is a top 10 NFL defense. So, the fact that we're not winning games with this defense just goes to show you how trash the offense is. So I just want to give a special shout out to the defense. Kwity Paye coming back this week, led all of our tacklers with 8, had 1 sack in the game. DeForest Buckner had 7 tackles. He had a sack and multiple QB hits. The whole defense really did a fantastic job of playing against this team. I mean, I called it. I said that this defense could really do some damage to it, but unfortunately the special teams, you can't have punts blocked. That's one thing you just can't do. That is just something that you can't do. Put your defense in a bad position to do anything. I'm very disappointed that was the way it happened, but again, special teams has been fine all year. But this offense, man, this offense. So just to give you an understanding, I think, folks, that this is the worst. This is one of the worst offensive performances that has ever happened in Colts history. That's how bad this game was today. You want to know how many yards they got in total, guys? 121. After the amount of sacks that Sam Ehlinger endured, his total yardage Passing was 43. And rushing today, 78. 78. And I am so disappointed in how this offense continues to play every single week. First, starting with the offensive line. You are paying this unit more than any other unit in the NFL. And this unit just gave up 9 sacks. They just gave up 9 sacks. In the first 4 drives, New England had a sack on every drive that ultimately stalled the drive. This team, this offensive line, and I'm going to make a video about this later on, is an absolute disgrace. It is an absolute disgrace. They have given up almost double the amount of sacks that Phillip Rivers endured in 2020. In almost half the games. This Colts team is on pace to give up almost 70 sacks this season. It has been that way from the very beginning. There's only been one game where the Colts did not give up at least 2 sacks in a game. Actually, I think it's really only been one game where they didn't give up more than, I think there's been like at least 5 or 6 games where we've given up at least 3 sacks, at least 3. And I think there's been at least 3 or 4, there's been at least 4 games where we've given up at least 4 sacks. Sam Ehlinger was sacked 5 times in the first half. 5 times in the first half. Correct me if I'm wrong, because maybe they did this at the end of the game. I don't think the Indianapolis Colts actually scored or actually got a first down all game on a 3rd down. There's no accountability for this team. There isn't any. On offense, there isn't any. I feel so bad for some of the players on the offense that are actually doing their job. Paris Campbell trying to do his freaking job. Alec Pierce trying to do his freaking job. Michael Pittman trying at least. And again, a game where, the tight ends don't do jack crap for us. Mo Alie-Cox got 2 catches in this game. That's the first time that Mo Alie-Cox has been targeted or actually gotten a catch since week 4. This team went 5 weeks without ever getting Mo Alie-Cox involved, and he is getting paid $8 million a year. Jelani Woods had 2 big drops today. But again, Jelani Woods, since the last Jacksonville game against week 6, he hasn't really been utilized. This team and their inability to get guys involved is utterly freaking atrocious. One being the fact that the offensive line is so terrible that you literally can't get anyone involved. And then on top of it, the offensive coordination and the fact that the schemes and everything else going on, play calling, nothing is working. Nothing. And then you got Frank Reich keep coming back here saying, but you're never as far off as you think you are. That's his new motto this year. just to keep making our sorry-ass Colts fans think that for some reason they might be this close. Keeps making us think that we're stupid. Keeps diminishing our happiness or our anger by telling us that he thinks we are that close. You are not close. You have a championship defense and a decent special teams unit and an offensive line that can't block anyone. The fact that Matt Pryor got 4 drives in that game and gave up 3 sacks on ball by himself. Will Fries should have been starting that game. Will Fries should have been getting these snaps all season long. And then that's also on Ballard for allowing Glowinski to leave and paying all the rest of these guys money when none of them do jack crap. And then Bernard Ryman comes in at left tackle. He's getting absolutely bullied off the edge again. Chris Ballard has absolutely botched this offensive line. Chris Strausser cannot not do a single damn thing to fix this offensive line, and Frank Reich refuses to accept that this offensive line can't block and that we can't keep running the same game plan that we keep running week in and week out. And of course, listen, Sam Ehlinger is only in his second game. He's only in his second game. Clearly, there's still a lot to learn from him. I feel so bad for him to get sacked 9 times in this game. Every other play was getting thrown into a pit. Again, I know everyone's just going to keep saying, oh, well, why would you ever want to go and get a quarterback when the offensive line is this bad? I don't know, but it's clear this team needs a new direction with a new quarterback that's going to be here for 15 years and is going to actually stick around to when this offensive line eventually gets fixed. Eventually. Obviously, it's not going to get fixed this season. It may not even get fixed next season, but something has to go. That's going to get fixed at some point. I truly believe it. But this season, obviously, this O-line unit is trash. When the Colts can actually do something with these offensive weapons that they actually have. It's just terrible what this offense is doing. And the fact that Frank Reich keeps sitting up here acting like keep giving us the same excuses every week. It's like this team doesn't practice. It's like this team doesn't practice. They are getting outscored in the first half by 76 points this year. That's almost double what the Colts have scored in the first half all year. The Colts have scored 42 points in 9 games in the first half. That's not even 5 points a game in the first half. This is the only team in the NFL that has gone into every game this year and is losing going into the fourth quarter. The only one. This offense is broken. Everything about it is just bad. It makes it miserable wanting to watch this team, man. Again, shout out to the guys that actually give a damn and actually do their goddamn job. The defense. Congratulations. One more week. You guys actually showed you got some balls. You got some skill. You actually got the ability to actually make plays. Guys, the Colts have the 5th hardest strength of schedule left going into this year. They got a tough schedule ahead of them. This team still has to face the Eagles. This team still has to face the Cowboys. This team still has to face the Giants. This team still has to face the Chargers. And they have to face the Vikings. All teams that I guarantee you will get at least 3 sacks on this unit. I can't believe this. This team is so... How there is not a divide in the locker room, I have no idea. I mean, this team just, I can't believe it. This offense is so historically bad that I can't believe it. And for the offense, I feel bad for the couple guys who are trying. Alec Pierce and Paris Campbell trying to make a difference. When Paris Campbell only touches the ball 3 times in the game, and Alec Pierce only gets 1 catch. I mean, this team is... This team in the span of, what, 10 months has taken a massive drop. Massive. I don't know, guys. I feel like our season is drastically going to, it might be over. It's getting to the point where this season might be over. I don't think there's any way the Colts can rebound from this. I mean, I know that most Colts Nation has already accepted that fact, and on a somewhat level here on this channel, we kind of have also. But of course, the Colts say they're not giving up, but yet this team does not look like a team that has not given up. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd be happy to hear everything you guys got. This team is so broken. The defense is really good, playing like a potential top 10 defense right now. And yet this offense is playing at a franchise low, historic low. I think a change needs to happen very soon. Very, 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 very soon. I don't know what it is, but something needs to happen. Something. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this. Thank you so much. As always, go Colts.